Before we get started, I told Kelly I had something for a surprise. So, okay. Brenda, what's in the bag? Oh. Last night we had what was in the box.
Oh my gosh.
Does it still fit?
Yeah, I have my coat.
Yeah, it does.
Of course, I don't have a sweatshirt on, right?
She's like, I still have this. Or cotton in your ears.
It's funny, we were not biggest gold back then. We were bright yellow gold, I would say.
It did stand out, no question at all. Well, Coach and the players here today, so many of them are back, so congratulations on this, and we'll kind of discuss some of the 93 season. We actually have a video from Coach Denbeck that we're going to play here shortly as well from the 94 team, but the 1992 team, before this all got together, had a very good season, 30 wins, a deep run in the NAIA district. With the players you had returning, some of the newcomers as well, did you think this 93 team could be pretty special and do some of the things that they did?
Yes, I did think so. We were always chasing after Duluth. Duluth was the team before then that they'd win every conference and they'd step on the field with that confidence, and we were a good team, but we weren't the best team. So our goal really was to be the best. So we had to put together a team, coaching staff. We had some newcomers, some transfers, put together a team that could win it all.
And obviously, going into the 93 season, the one thing that I've been here 22 years and seen the record books and played a tough schedule. You go down to Orlando and play several Division II teams. You come north, and it didn't matter if it was playing a North Central Conference team. I go through, we beat North Dakota States and the South Dakota States and the Mankato's. That had to be a good thing, obviously, to help when the conference play gets going, because then you win 17 straight. To play that tough schedule, it had to be the team that much stronger, especially as an NAIA team at the time, but we were able to compete with pretty much anybody.
Yes, I think my philosophy back then was if you want to be the best, you have to play the best. And the best was not in the NAIA for us. The best was the NCC, which was the North Central Conference, Augie, Mankato, St. Cloud, USD. So we wanted to play all those schools. And we'd go to the Mankato tournament, we'd go to the Dome and play. We had to convince them to let an NAIA school come and play in their Dome. But we needed to play those schools to become the best.
You know, and look at the 93 and 94 team, but the 93 team specifically, pitching was so outstanding, and on softball, if you have great pitching, you can beat anybody. And you had Jill Gates and Brenda Carlson and Mary Heather and Brenda Friesen all combined to just really dominate, along with the great defense that you put together. It was kind of a special team off. It's a great way to win softball, defense and pitching.
It was. The two teams, if you kind of compare the 93 and 94, a lot of the players were the same players. The ERA was almost the same, the batting average, the defense, a lot of things were carried through. But I think that first team to win the conference, 10-0, and then is it harder to win the conference or to defend being the conference champs and the next year 10-0 again? So that was a great accomplishment, I think. And I'm not sure if SMSU is going to do that again, go 10-0 back-to-back conference champions.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
No question. And of course, you win the league, actually both seasons, but beating Minnesota Duluth to win the conference, that had to make it pretty special as well. Kind of what you're saying, to be the best, we got to beat the best, and we were able to do that against UMD.
It was so exciting. The players in the program before then, you know, making those steps to build the foundation to get to this team that could win the conference, I think they all played a big part too.
Yes. Discussing like the streak, obviously over basically 4 seasons, not losing a conference game. Was there ever discussion, maybe you didn't know as a coach, but as the players, do you think that people kind of knew, oh, it's a conference game, we better not lose? Was that something that was talked about at all, or just something you just went out and played and didn't really worry about it?
I don't know. From my perspective, I can speak to that. You can ask the players their opinions, but you step on the field, that's the game you want to win. It didn't matter who you were playing or if it was conference or non-conference, kind of that game-by-game attitude. Win this game, the rest will take care of itself.
Yes. And you look at over the past few years, the way the teams come back and just they stick together and friendships, and that's kind of been our theme all day today with our Mustang family. But just looking at some of the pictures, the ones that we can see publicly the last few weeks, they really did get along off the field as well, and I think that was such a huge thing. That's what made it special. Those trips to Florida and the van rides, and you know, people don't realize there weren't a lot of bus trips back in the day. It was in cars and vans, and it made things, the team, that much closer.
Yeah, it was different back then. We took 2 vans, and I remember a trip to Winona, and we were leaving like at 5 in the morning, and we sat behind the building, and we didn't have assistant coaches that were GAs and paid assistants, and a lot of the players had to drive the van. So I remember no one wanted to be awake to drive, and I said to the team, I walked up to the other van, and I said, someone in this van has to get behind the wheel because we need to get to Winona. I'll wait for you over at the stop sign. And Jenny Hegseth, bless her heart, she came and got in the van, and away we went. But we would drive to Winona, play, get back in the van, or Duluth, get back in the van, come back home. All in one round trip, from early in the morning, get home 4:30 at night. So it was a different time back then.
Yeah, no question.
But that's where you build those bonds, you make your friendships, and you're a big happy family.
Well, it's awesome. And of course, Marilyn was the coach in '93. You took a year off, a sabbatical, and so Deb Dembeck, who was the volleyball coach, took over as interim head coach in '94, and they obviously had success as well. And Deb was not able to be here today, so she recorded a short video, and I think we can play that now. See what she has to say. Deb?
Good afternoon, Mustang fans. I'm sure you're having a great time in Marshall today, celebrating everyone's induction into the Hall of Honor. Just a great honor, and really the pinnacle of your athletic and academic careers is to be inducted into the Hall of Honor. I'm especially proud of the 1994 softball team that I had the privilege and honor to coach. What a great group of young ladies, fun, energetic, tough players, and just the will to win all the time. And that's what's really brought you to this point in your career. Enjoy today, because the Hall of Honor really is that pinnacle of all of your accomplishments. And I just want you to know I'm really, really proud of you. I'm sorry I couldn't be with you today, but please know how very, very proud I am. Congratulations, Mustangs. And always remember, once a Mustang, always a Mustang.
Thank you, Deb. Marilyn, congratulations. It was great to have you back here, and they're going to enjoy today, obviously, but congratulations, Mustangs, the newest members of the Hall of Honor, the 1993 and 1994 SMSU softball teams. Congratulations.
Thank you, Kelly.